Every crazy sci-fi space opera has to have their space witches and wizards these days, and Dune is no exception. This supposed to be female order of insane power hunger management wannabes has a series of skills and abilities that focuses on using their powers of care and persuasion to make just about everything do exactly what they want. Be it their enemies, their friends, their own bodies, or even their stabby weapons. They have 3 different trait trees. The voice, which is your Karen tells people what to do tree. The weirding way, which is Karen somehow manages to end up right behind you to yell at you about the Charmin brand toilet paper being out of stock. And body control, which is Karen telling her body what it can and cannot do until it listens. Alright, let's start with the weirding way. This first skill here lets you tell your body you're gonna move, and it does. It rapidly drains your stamina, but lets you get the heck out of Dodge really fast. Great get out of sand jail, quick card, and early levels. Absolutely gets left in the dust once you get leap suspensor belts and a fancy grapple hook. You also have Weird and Step, or the Where the Frick Did This Karen Come From attack in this tree. This teleports you behind the target and stuns them temporarily as long as you have them registered. This can very easily place you into dangerous situations or get you behind cover depending on the target you hit it with. Pranu Bendu whatchamacallit Kirby Strikes, aside from having a goofy name, is basically just Karen doing a series of Vulcan neck pinches all over your body, staggering you. Basically, you suddenly go all D&D monk on them. The passives here increase pointy stuff damage and short pointy stuff damage, as well as a fun passive that makes you impossible to hit for a short moment after a successful parry, if you're hitting Spice at the time. Their one technique here is that when they've stunned you with their Karenness, or even without Karen skills, they can hit you harder with their weapons. Very useful for Karens looking to take down melee enemies that are in their face after you got a parry off. The voice focuses on employee and manager control, with the first skill being every employee's least favorite, the dreaded come here. Compel forces a target to walk blindly towards you and can even drop people off of cliffs if you manage to get them to walk over the edge. Then there is Ignore, which is a strange Karen ability that basically does the exact opposite of Compel minus the movement. It forces the target to pretend you don't exist, which, let's be honest, most folks would love to pretend the gun-toting, stabbing Karen maniac doesn't exist. Stop is basically a short-ranged cone of effect hitting all enemies within that little area with a brief incapability of doing anything. Sorta like when a Karen drives into a tirade about how the muffins look slightly stale today at the bakery counter, and the 2 employees and manager who managed to get dragged into this are both just staring at her wondering why the heck this is the hill she's gonna die on. The passives included here let you Karen more often and make other folks stagger under the power of your Karen commands if you're hitting that Spice at the time. The one technique just makes it so you can understand the employee you're about to yell at more quickly to better see how best to force them to do what you want. Basically, it lets you register them faster. The body control tree is nearly entirely passives and techniques. Everything here are buffs to your character or friendly characters. Even the skill litany against fear is a buff to your character and all friendly ones nearby, infusing you with the power of Karen to stand tall against annoyed employees. This tree has quite a few great passives that are beneficial to almost any build. Let's start at the beginning with Recovery. This lets you regen a bit more health when no longer fighting. Next we got Sun Tolerance that forces your Karen-infused body to reject sunlight for a longer period of time. And if that wasn't enough, the next passive, Poison Tolerance, lets you reject even poison through pure Karen anger. Next we got Self-Healing. This lets you force your body to heal a little more with all forms of healing. And last but not least, Vitality, which forces your body to take more hits by giving you a larger HP pool. The techniques here are Trauma Recovery, which is like a fancy version of the Recovery passive, further increasing the healing regen limit and adding some additional regeneration rate. Pranu What's-It Stability reduces some incoming poise damage, and Metabolize Poison lets you mitigate a chunk of poison damage, which can be quite nice if you're going to be walking in lots of poison clouds. Overall, Space Karen is best used alongside melee focus builds, crowd control and support builds, and as a stat stick using the body control tree. If you're wanting to focus on ranged attacks, you will find some of the other trees a bit more effective, aside from the juicy passives and body control and some sweet Karen crowd control abilities. And there you go, there's your quick guide to the Bene Gesserit class in Dune Awakening. Have questions? Make sure you ask them in the comments below. In addition, what class do y'all want to hear about next? We got Mall Ninjas, Hold My Beer Troopers, or the Living Calculators? Or the one that I don't remember its name. Let us know in the comments below.